Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for July 22nd. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This pair had a fairly large range day on Friday, did close down real close to being an inside bar, pretty much just a couple of pips below this high. So it actually was created an inside bar. You can see that it gapped down just slightly. It's completely retraced that. Overall, looking for it to head to the downside. However, potentially going as high on a reversal up to 79.10, possibly down to 77.88. Look for some resistance around 78.75 and look for some support around 78.25. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair closed down on Friday, had a very strong day, finally broke through this trend line that had been developing over several sessions. Gap down, as you can see, starting to retrace. Remember, we have a very high probability that it will retrace at least back to the previous Friday's close. Overall, still moving to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 123.29, possibly as low as 119.85. Look for some resistance around 122.25, and look for some support around 121.00. Now the pound-US dollar pair, this pair closed down on Friday. Very strong move to the downside. Gapped up, has already retraced it about 10 pips worth. Look for it to potentially go as high as 157.53, possibly down to 154.99. Look for some resistance around 156.50, and look for some support around 155.50. Now the US Swiss, this pair gapped up at the open, has not retraced yet. Overall moving higher. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.0009. Look for it to potentially go down to 0.9741. Look for some resistance around 0.9915 and look for some support around 0.9839. Okay, there are no news announcements, significant news announcements rather, going into this next session. So what am I looking for during this next session? Well, the Euro-USD gapped pretty decent amount at the open, about 30 pips or so, 35 pips. Looking for that to retrace, basically to come back up to this point. Definitely look for that to occur. What you can do here on some of these gaps, if you want, is find the pair with the largest gap of the day, drop down to the 15-minute time frame, and at that point you could drop lower if you wanted to. Let's take out the pound yen and see what happened here. Okay, not much. Excuse me. And basically look to scalp the market on those time frames. Here's one, got about 32 on this one. The euro is probably a good one to look for it. And you can throw pretty much any, if you drop down on the 5-minute, you can put almost any trend indicator you want on the chart. Let's go ahead and put the favorite, MACD. Let's throw the MACD on here. You can see right now that we don't have a buy criteria established there on the 5-minute. What we'd look for is something like this, assuming we have enough room between those 2 points to grab profit. So we're going to put a exit there at 1.2155, and then we're basically looking for an entry here. Now what we need to understand is that whatever the distance is when this MACD turns around and comes up above the zero line, that's what we're looking to grab. So depending on if and when that happens, it could be less than 35 pips, which was the original gap amount from this point to here. But nonetheless, you should be able to scalp the market, maybe get 10, 15 pips out of this move. So that's what I'm looking to do during this next session. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.